Being pretty is shallow. Welcome to the ugly side of feminism.
The only girls with good personalities who are smart, or maybe funny, or halfway intelligent, or talented, though God knows what the that means, are ugly chicks.
Absolutely.
Look ugly, look ugly. I don't know how to look ugly. Look ugly, you're better looking than me.
From Victoria's Secret's slightly atrocious rebranding, to Julia Fox's different eye makeup looks, to embracing quote-unquote authenticity over self-care, does it seem like everyone and their third aunt are afraid to look feminine?
That's the fucking truth.
Is feminism making everything ugly?
I'm not like other girls. I'm not even a girl. I'm a pterodactyl.
Whether you're a strawberry girl or vanilla girl or tomato girl to rat girl to okay girl, going on a hot girl walk or having a feral girl winter, doing some girl bossing or girl math, or enjoying your girl dinner.
This is my meal. I call this girl dinner.
It is confusing as heck being a girl in this era. Navigating girlhood and womanhood is a dangerous gig. One second you'll accidentally trip on the line of appealing to the male gaze, the next you're not being a girl's girl by being not like the other girls. You'll switch and falter back and forth between what is appropriate, which is updating every 5 seconds with the TikTok algorithm, until you realize in trying to adhere to an independent feminist and girl's girl identity, you're scared to be conventionally pretty. So let's talk about toxic feminism and why it's making everything ugly.
If I want to be so honest.
The 4 waves of feminism. The feminist movement, also known as the women's rights movement, can be broken up into 4 waves. The first wave in the late 19th and early 20th centuries pushed for political equality. The second wave in the 1960s and 70s pushed for legal and professional equality. And the third and fourth wave in the last couple of decades pushing for social equality. Reckoning intersectionality and critiquing white feminism, as well as exploring the rights of non-binary and trans communities, while deeply ingrained misogynistic behaviors
What her head would look like on a stick.
have been much improved over the decades, a lot of biases and blind spots still need to be addressed in our modern setting. And with the power of media, so much constructive change has been made and amplified, but also so much overly corrective and skewed variations of feminism have been disseminated. While much of the voices and portrayal of the movement has been positive and supportive, one cannot neglect that positivity can quickly turn into toxicity.
I hate men.
At some point, caring about appearance as a woman is becoming something shameful. Why are you trying so hard to look good? Why do you care so much about your appearances? Why are you trying to objectify your face and body as something to be looked at? Following or even just fitting into the conventional beauty standard is now betrayal of the girls. And God forbid, showing skin is straight up sacrilege to the body. Having any sexual appeal is cheap and supportive of oppressive patriarchy. Women shouldn't objectify their bodies and their appearances. Feminism somehow turned into the antithesis of beauty, and things got a little ugly.
It's literally like a supremacist group. It's a cult. It's a cult.
Toxic feminism. Like toxic positivity or anything in life, overdoing it can lead to more harm than good. Heck, you can even die from drinking too much water. A quick distinction between toxic feminism and toxic femininity. Toxic femininity, like toxic masculinity, isn't a healthy and restrictive way of internalizing misogynistic values and power structures, such as the stereotypical feminine traits from passiveness, selflessness, and nurturance to having a girly aesthetic, wearing clothes with feminine silhouettes, getting nails and hair done, etc., all of which are not problems on their own. Toxic femininity, like toxic masculinity, is unhealthy because it pressures an individual to fit into a certain mold, rather than to strive to live and relate to others authentically. In other words, it's only toxic because and only when it erases true authenticity.
I think it's the fuel gauge or something.
I just forgot to put in the keys.
Oh. That was my second guess.
Funnily enough, toxic feminism, which on the surface is almost the opposite of toxic femininity, does the same thing.
Could I just run to the restroom and make sure my hair is perfect?
Toxic feminism is characterized by a focus on victimization and negative portrayals of men, which can lead to discrimination and violence against men.
Excuse me?
It has the undertone that appealing to the male gaze, whether intentionally or unintentionally, which influences conventional beauty standards, is shallow. That hyper-femininity is a negative trait, that being conventionally attractive is regressive, and that the root cause of most, if not all problems, is men. Hence the wave of men hating on TikTok.
I hate men.
I love men, but I hate men.
It has taken something from empowering to restricting, where overcorrecting how women should act and look in one way turned into just another way of how women should think, act, and look. And this would not be an honest discussion if I don't admit that yes, I've been there and sometimes still fall into this pattern of thinking. Because let's be real, if you've been mistreated by men before, it's valid to have negative emotions toward those people that could easily lead to a rabbit hole of overgeneralization, which is unfair. However, reactively deviating from the beauty standard to rebel against patriarchy to prove yourself a badass feminist
I'm gonna splatter your ugly face all over this nice car.
is a forced mirage of control at the expense of authenticity. So does following beauty standards ultimately mean supporting patriarchy? Is hyperfemininity the opposite of feminism? Can femininity exist beyond patriarchy?
You sound as if you've been brainwashed by the patriarchy.
The hate towards hyperfemininity. Question: who is the real mean girl in Mean Girls? At a glance, the quick answer is Regina George, playing her deck of cards based on pretty privileges from the male gaze while manipulating others around her to get whatever she wants. Sure, that is certainly not false. Some might even argue Katie, who transformed her personality into the new Regina,
That is so fetch.
as she transforms her appearances to the hyper-feminine aesthetic with the power of her newly gained conventional pretty privilege, harming others for her own gain of popularity. But we all seem to forget about Janice, who is most definitely gorgeous, but does not fit into the traditional male gaze sense of feminine beauty, and seems so badass and chic for being different from the feminine Mean Girls that her vices and manipulations are easily overlooked. Janice herself was using people as tools to gain power,
You're the one who made me like this so you could use me for your 8th grade revenge.
yet is not portrayed as a dumb, shallow, vain girl deserving bad outcomes, because she is a cool girl, a girl who is not trying to please men with niceness and pink, a girl beyond plastic and vanity. Times and times again, femininity is portrayed as a negative trait in film and TV, almost as a rebellious statement towards the male gaze. The pretty girl is also the dumb one, an airhead who has the IQ of a horseradish. She is bitchy and shallow, overtly sexual, but her love interest dumps her for the girl not like the other girls, thus creating the association between pretty and dumbness, and the false norm that beauty, or rather hyper-feminine beauty, is equivalent to the lack of brain cells. As the post-feminism wave of girls come to age aspiring to be intellectual females with their own freedom of consciousness and choice, of course we don't aspire to just be objects desired and manipulated by the male gaze.
Shut the up about our body!
Hence, the stereotype of beautiful, dumb girls collects dust in the new age of cool girls who show disdain for traditional feminine beauty. Is hyperfemininity rooted in patriarchy and the male gaze? For sure. But inauthentically manufacturing coolness by looking down on it,
I don't like Barbies or makeup. Derp.
especially ridiculing women who do appear hyperfeminine, is misogynistic. Reacting against the male gaze is the opposite side of the same coin of strictly adhering to it. Negative attention is still attention. The sense of control is a false illusion, but a positive wave is actually on the rise on TikTok that bridges the gap between femininity and toxic feminism. I know, Can you believe?
If I tell you that you smell good and you immediately tell me the perfume you're wearing, you are a girliest girl of girls. There's nights where you're kind of by yourself at the end of the night and you kind of just see men staring at you, and the girl who walks over and pretends to be your friend and invites you to their group, like, girls girl. Girls who tuck in your tag and or zip up the back of your dress without asking. Girls girl. If I compliment your outfit and you tell me exactly where it's from. Girls girl.
A girl's girl. A girl's girl is the opposite of a pick-me girl, which focuses on being different. It's about cherishing the similarities with other women and the sense of connection that comes with it, by happily admitting that we are contrary to what we've been told to avoid, just like the other girls. Whether that means being hyper feminine or not.
I don't care.
What I like about this trend, which I hope to be more of a lasting attitude, is that it is not just about aesthetics. For anyone can be a girl's girl, and if we try, it is always possible to empathize with others, not just in ways that we are similar, but also different. For the imaginary competition between women has never served any woman. That there is true abundance in cherishing instead of devaluing our similarities and differences.
I don't watch TV. I feel like no one cares. You don't get an award because you watch less TV.
That beauty does not just come in one form.
You're so beautiful. I know it.
And that adhering to hyper-feminine beauty standards neither makes you a feminist or misogynist, because embracing your own femininity is never just about appearing a certain way, but owning the piece that you are authentically yourself. Not less, not more, not conforming or reacting.